Well, today we are in week 5 of a series called Forward. This is so fun, guys. And today we're talking about connect. In case you can't tell, we think church should be a party, to be enjoyed and not endured. I love how we start off every week of this series with that. Connection is so important. You guys, I'm a reader. I love to read. I always have since I was a little girl. Are there any other readers in the house? Oh yeah, you guys are my people. Now that I have children, I mostly listen to audiobooks because I don't quite have the time to sit down and focus. But right now I'm reading a book about culture, about great cultures. And did you know that one of the places with the best cultures in the entire world is the Navy SEALs? It's really cool, yeah. Do we have any veterans in the house? Let's clap for our veterans. Anybody who's been in the military, we honor you. The Navy SEALs, not only are they excellent, not only are they unified as a team, but man, they are like crazy, awesome, butt-kicking machines. I was reading about how in 1983 they invaded the country of Grenada to protect United States interests there. They went in by helicopter in the cover of night, and in the middle of a storm, they had some really bad intel, and they ended up losing 4 of their teammates because they had too much gear on, and they drowned, and it was crazy and terrible. But the rest of the team kept going. They were so committed to their purpose. Half of the team went to the governor's mansion, where their role was to rescue the governor, and the other half of the team went to take out the country's only radio tower. So the people at the governor's mansion, they ended up getting surrounded, and they called in an airstrike using the mansion's phone, and they did this dramatic rescue, got the governor out of there. And then the other team at the radio tower, they got surrounded as well. And they actually had to leave by swimming out to sea to be picked up. I don't know about you, but that's crazy. Like swimming out to open water, not knowing what's going to happen, but they were so committed to their purpose. They're like, let's do this. I love how they operate as a team. They're committed to excellence, honor, and unity. Their unity reminds me of the church. We together are a team of champions. We're a force. We're the hope of the world, you guys. And the Bible says the gates of hell don't stand a chance against us. That's awesome. That's powerful. When we come together, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Captain Planet, you know, that cartoon from the 90s? I was 6 when it came out, but basically there's these 5 teenagers, and they have these rings that do like the power of earth, wind, fire, water, and heart. I always felt kind of bad for the heart guy because everybody else had like really dramatic powers, and he's like, hi, I love you. But basically, all these teens would come together, and this guy would appear. He'd say, with your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. And he would fight pollution because, you know, in the 90s, we were really scared about pollution, you guys. But look at us now in 2021. It worked out okay. Captain Planet was so funny to me because he's got like this green mullet, you know, a little party back here. And he's wearing like a mankini. He's got like a top and some little undies on the bottom. But he was the coolest superhero in the 90s, you guys. But it makes me think of the body of Jesus, because when we all come together, we create the body of Jesus, a force way more powerful than Captain Planet. With our strengths combined, we are the body of Christ. 1 Corinthians 12:27 says, you collectively are Christ's body, and individually you're each members of it, each with his own special purpose and function. Tell the person next to you, you are Christ's body. Now tell the other person that you love just as much on the other side, you are Christ's body. That's right. We each have our own special purpose and function. I was doing some body research this week for you guys. Did you know that the dangly thing in the back of your throat has a purpose? Over your lifetime, it will produce 2 swimming pool-size things of saliva. It's disgusting, I know. But I'm really thankful for saliva. I love having a moist mouth. Here's another one for you. Did you know that your armpit hair has a purpose? My husband just threw up a little bit because he hates the word armpit. Its purpose is to diffuse your scent to attract a mate. So there you go. Everything has a purpose. I prefer to buy my diffusers online. But if you want to go that route, that's what it's for. Did you know that your pinky, your little pinky, wave your pinky at me. Pinky participation. Your pinky has 50% of your whole hand's strength. So without your pinky, man, you are limited. Well, we each have a body, we each have a gift and a function as a part of the body here. Maybe you have the gift of encouragement. You're so good at speaking life and potential into people. Maybe you have the gift of leadership. You're great at serving people and helping them become who God created them to be. Maybe you're good at caring for people. Man, your heart really goes out to people, and you're good at meeting them where they're at and helping them not stay there. Maybe your gift is wisdom. Whatever your gift is, together, we're the church. We're here as the church, and when we leave this room, we get to bring the culture of Hope Church, we get to bring the culture of heaven to everywhere that we go. So the church is here, but after church today, we're all going to go out to our homes to visit friends. We're going to go out and take the church to the world. We go to church, and we are the church. I love that. The SEALs, they are SEALs when they're at battle, but when they go to a restaurant, they're still SEALs, okay? They sit on the edge of the room, just scanning, looking for anything that's out of place, thinking about other people's safety. They're poised with their arms ready in case they need to take action. Ephesians 1:23 says, "The church is Christ's body, in which he speaks and acts, by which he fills everything with his presence." We are the way that Jesus fills the world with his presence. Isn't that exciting? That fires me up. When you know that, everywhere you go, and everything that you do has purpose and a meaning besides just your daily life. When you're thinking, there's got to be more to life than this, there is, and it's called being a part of the body. When you go to dinner at a restaurant, that means you're not just feeding your family. You're scanning the room, and you're looking for people to reach. You look around at people like Jesus looks at them and think, man, I want to share what I have with them. I want to give my waitstaff a huge tip and invite them to Hope Church. Invite them to what's changed my life. Whether you love your job or not so much, when you go into it knowing you are the church, you're bringing peace, you're bringing joy, you're changing the atmosphere of your workplace. When you're scrolling Facebook, you're not just wasting time, you're looking for people who need hope. You're sharing this live stream right now, and someone on the other side who is looking for something, they're going to find Jesus. They're going to find hope because of your sharing, because of your intentionality. Last week, we got to celebrate T's baptism. Let's give it up for T. I love what Jesus is doing in her life. She started coming here because someone realized they are the church, and they went to school as a teacher and invited her son's family to church. I am so thankful that that person had the awareness to be I am out here to bring you in. Church isn't just a place that we go. We're the church. We're united as one, and then we go and take Jesus to the world. When we connect to our identity as a part of the body of Jesus, we connect to our purpose. Romans 12:4 says, "In this way, we are like the various parts of a human body. Each of us finds our meaning and a function as a part of his body. Each small part is special. We find our original purpose when we link up to the body of Jesus. We leave behind smallness, and we find significance. Our individuality is celebrated, it's discovered, and it's best experienced in community when we connect with other people. We find purpose from our position in relationship to other people. The next verse says, "But as a chopped off finger or a cut off toe, we wouldn't amount to much, would we?" Think about that. A finger by itself, it's weird, I know, but it's in the Bible, so just go with me. A finger by itself basically can wiggle. That's all it can do. But when you connect it to a hand, it can actually pick up something, right? Think about cut off toes. Again, weird and gross, but it's in the Bible. Your toes give you balance, but without a body to hook up to, they literally have no function. And then they start to shrivel up, They can only last a few hours before they need to be reattached. I was reading a story about a heart transplant that was happening this past November, and they brought the heart in on a helicopter. The helicopter crashed, but the heart was fine in its little cooler. So they picked it up, and they took it to the transplant, and then the guy carrying it dropped it on the floor. But they picked it up, you guys, and it was still good. It was like the 5-second rule. Still good. And they were able to reattach it to the body, which is so awesome. But if the heart hadn't been reattached, it would have died. Now, of course, we don't die when we disconnect from the church. But do you know that feeling that comes when you miss church? Like your week is just off? That's the feeling of being disconnected. And sometimes we have really good reasons, like maybe we're on vacation, we took our family to Disney, or maybe somebody's sick and we need to take care of them. But sometimes we just stay disconnected. When we do that, our purpose starts to die a little bit. Our potential, it starts to decay, and we start to see problems pop up. I saw someone a couple months ago at the store, and they hadn't been to church in a while. Not for any real reason, it just kind of, they just kind of stopped coming. And they're like, yeah, things really aren't going well for me in my life. You guys, that breaks my heart, and it should break your heart too. We don't want anybody to live disconnected. The good news is, it's so easy to reconnect. When you take a step towards Jesus, he runs to you. When you take a step towards his people, man, we welcome you with open arms. Maybe you're new to this whole church thing. That's awesome. We want to connect with you. We want to help you discover your destiny. We want to help you link up to life change and experience hope that you've never experienced before. Maybe you're watching online and you've been watching from home since COVID. That's so awesome that you're choosing to stay connected. But you guys, there is no substitute for being here in person. Make it your goal to get reconnected this year. Start by coming to a hope group. 1 Corinthians 12:27 says, "Only as you accept your part of that body does your part mean anything." When you embrace your part, you unlock your potential. Maybe you've been doing church, but you didn't realize you are the church. Maybe sometimes you come and sometimes you don't. Maybe sometimes you catch up on sleep. Have you ever tried to move your body with a part of it asleep? You guys, it's really tough. I've stood up before and fallen right back down because my leg was asleep. It makes a difference to this body when you're not here. We really miss you, and your part is missing. And you matter too much to let your life pass by sleeping when God has purpose for you here. You can catch up on sleep after church, but don't miss out on this opportunity. You have value to add, and other people have value to add to you. Don't believe the lie that it doesn't matter if you're not here. It matters. Hebrews 10:23-25 says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful." Hold on to hope because God is faithful. It says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." Don't disconnect. Press into purpose. Push someone else into their purpose. Come to encourage someone. Come to spur someone else on. Don't give up meeting together. It's like your cell phone when you take it off of the power at the beginning of the day. Throughout the day, your battery life starts to fade. It's at 90% and then 60%, and then it's like, 5%, better reconnect. We want to stay connected, and coming here helps us do that. We connect in unity, and we recharge together to go be the church to our world. My week is so much better when I'm at church. What about you guys? My family can't do that for me, and I love them. Netflix can't do that for me. Sleeping in can't do that for me. Shopping can't do that for me. Being here is what makes my life better, connecting to Jesus and connecting to his body. We find our significance when we connect to those with different strengths. There's this movie where a guy is really working out one arm. He has this huge bicep over here. You know what I'm talking about. And on this side, he's got this really scrawny girl arm like me. So he's got my arm and then a Captain Planet arm over here. He's working out this one arm, and we want to be the people who are whatever part of the body I am, I'm going to maximize that thing. So I'm going to be a buff arm. If you're a stomach, be a stomach operating at maximum digestive capacity. If you're the hair, do your coconut oil treatment thing and be the best hair that you can be. Bring the best that only you can bring. If you're a foot, but maybe you're a broken foot because life happened to you, surrender that brokenness to Jesus and let him heal it so the body isn't walking with a limp. It matters. If you're broken, stay connected and expose your brokenness to a hope group. It's okay to be broken, but it's not okay to stay that way. That's not the life that you were created to live. Healing is available to you in Jesus. Get a vision not just for surviving, but for moving forward in strength. And if you're crushing life, you're the buff arm, well, don't be the buff arm all by yourself. Bring the other arm with you. Help someone else. Help them to become the best that they can be. Our purpose does not happen without other people. Verse 25 says, the way God designed our bodies is a model for understanding our lives together as a church. Every part dependent on the other part. We need each other. It says if one part hurts, every other part is involved in the hurt and in the healing. If one part flourishes, every other part enters into the exuberance. When one of us flourishes, we celebrate. Congratulations, RK. We celebrate with you. We're excited for you, right? We love celebrating life change. When one of us hurts, we feel that, and we want to help heal it. This series is all about getting back what was lost. Maybe you've been waiting on God to answer your prayers, but he's saying, resource the relationships around you. Maybe you had a personal loss. You lost a friendship, you lost a loved one. Man, there's someone else who's lost. And God comforted them so they could comfort you and come alongside you. But you got to share that with them. Maybe you lost momentum. Maybe you lost your fire and your passion. There are people here who want to help you get it back. They want to help you go further, faster than you ever could before you lost anything. Whatever you've lost, God will use people to help you get it back. It's so important to connect with people. Tell someone next to you, connect with people. If you look at the body, it's got miles and miles and miles of veins. If you were to lay them out around the world, it would go around it twice, which is kind of gross, I know. But work with me here. That's how your body stays connected. And you've got miles of nerves, too. 37 miles of nerves, to be exact. It's a lot. That's a lot of communication in your body. That's what we get to be a part of in this body, too. Connection and communication being connected together. On Sundays, that looks like, staying after church and talking to people in the foyer, building that time in to start connecting and communicating with other people. Or maybe coming early and putting yourself out there, introducing yourself to someone you've never met before. During the week, it looks like hope groups. And hope groups are just where we get together in people's homes. They're all over our region. We've got some in Elmira. We got some in Pennsylvania, literally everywhere. There's a group for everyone. There's groups for ladies, men, all kinds of things. Groups for everyone to be connected, where we talk about what happens here on Sundays and actually apply it during our week. It goes from applauding in rows together to applying our faith with other people. If you want to grow, then join a group today. That's what groups are, simply growing. The early church, they met in the temple, and then they also met in people's homes, both. So if you're just meeting here, that's awesome. But there's more connection waiting for you. We want you to take advantage of every opportunity that's available to you. Acts 2:46 says, every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes, and they ate together with glad and sincere hearts. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. They were unified at the temple under one vision, and there is blessing when believers come together in unity. And then they connected in homes relationally. They talked in ways that they maybe couldn't talk when they were together at the temple. They didn't have time for that. They set apart the separate time to come together and specifically relationally connect. Connecting with other people, it makes us sweet and it makes us sharp. Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. God uses people to sharpen each other. He makes us more effective that way. He smooths away our rough edges. And then also he uses people to give us counsel. Proverbs 27:9 says, oil and incense bring joy to the heart, and the sweetness of a friend is better than self-counsel. You guys, we all have blind spots that we can't see. And that's what feedback from other people does. It helps us see our growth points. If you're a Navy SEAL, it looks like, hey, cover my 6. I can't see what I can't see, but you can see it. You can cover me. You can help me. You can help me grow. But in order for that to happen, we got to trust other people. We got to be willing to expose what's withered so that it can be restored. The way to become invulnerable is to be vulnerable with other people. The way to become stronger is to reveal our weakness. Let me say it again. The way to become invulnerable is to be vulnerable with other people. Someone went to a hope group for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I love their story. Here's what they shared with us. It was outside of my comfort zone. I enjoyed sharing, even though it scared the crap out of me. I don't like being around a lot of people, and of course I got emotional, but overall at the end of the night, I really enjoyed being able to connect with others and share without feeling judged. She found a safe place. I want to keep going and try to work myself out of this seclusion I've been stuck in. I love that story so much because that's what we're talking about. She found connection, and all it took was stepping out and saying, you know what, even though I'm a little bit intimidated, I'm going to step forward in my growth. I'm going to tell my emotions, no thank you. Here's an opportunity to connect, and I'm going to take hold of that opportunity. And we're all going to have that opportunity to do that today after the experience in the foyer. I love that she connected with others, and she discovered safety. There are so many stories just like that one. And if you're not in a group, you're missing out. And we don't want you to miss out on anything that God has for you. You know, the key to connection, the key to connecting to our purpose, the key to connecting to other people in a healthy way is to connect with Jesus first. The Bible says that Jesus is the head of the body. He's the head, we're the body, and we're unified under him. He directs us. He guides us. He says, stay connected to me and you'll bear much fruit. and then we're united with him. Jesus is how God made a way for us to connect with him. And as Jesus is, because we are one with him, so are we in this world. And that means we get to live out of our position with Jesus instead of the condition of the circumstances that might come up in front of us. So that means if you're going through a situation and you need wisdom, you got to remember, you have the mind of Jesus. Look to him for your next step. Financially, we got to remember and believe that we're the head and not the tail, above only and never beneath. Jesus is the head. As he's the head, we're the head. Hello. Start believing it and walking in that and applying his principles. If you're stressed or you're dealing with anxiety, Jesus says, come to me, everyone who's burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest, a rest that you've never experienced before. He'll show you how to take a real rest.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like this video, share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video or live stream. And hey, don't forget, you can join us live every Sunday right here at 9 and 11. Thanks again for watching.